Now, it's the day after the results of the inquest into Ruth Perry's death, and if you've not seen Ofsted's response, you can probably guess how shockingly bad, tone deaf, and just a perfect example of how this organisation loves to gaslight educators. The letter from the Chief Inspector, Amanda Spielman, who, as far as I'm aware, has never worked a day in school, has basically said they're going to pause inspections for one day so that inspectors can get extra training on how to recognise stress in schools. I mean, did we really expect anything different, given that this is the same Chief Inspector who just last week said this?
A very sad case in the spring, which has been used as a pivot to try and discredit what we do.
The same Chief Inspector who, in a BBC interview in April, said the inspection carried out at Caversham was done professionally and sensitively, whereas the coroner concluded yesterday that it was rude and intimidating and lacked fairness. The same Chief Inspector of Ofsted who allowed that sentence to be published in the first initial report of the inspection into Caversham Primary. Yesterday, when I shared a little video of the outcomes of the inquest, someone tweeted back saying, "Will Ofsted ever listen?" And my only response was no, because they seem to be so far up their own backside, they can't hear anything. I can go on and on and on about all of Ofsted's fault. I think the limit is 10 minutes on a TikTok video, but that's not the focus of this video. What I want this video to be is sort of anyone who feels passionate, motivated, given everything that you've seen and you've read about the case. And I would highly recommend watching this documentary on BBC iPlayer, which is just so heartbreaking to watch at times. This is what you can do. Now, this isn't my idea, my suggestion. It actually came from Ruth's sister. What we need to do as a profession is give Ofsted the amount of respect that they give us. Now, I'm not saying we lower ourselves to Ofsted's level where we are antagonistic, nasty, rude and horrible. We can go through the process. There's no way of getting away from that. But what we should stop doing is playing into the system of giving Ofsted all this power. I know this has been suggested for a while now, but if you're a school that's got a massive banner outside your school celebrating an Ofsted grade, get it down. Don't play into this system where if you're lucky enough to get the right inspector on the right day and get a decent outcome, you then celebrate that and spend money of your very tight budget getting a massive banner. That is playing into the system. That is giving them the power. There are different ways in which you can celebrate what you're doing, the incredible job you're doing, without giving these charlatans the power that they just do not deserve. You know, if you do get an Ofsted inspection and it goes well, don't phone up the local newspaper and see if you can get a feature celebrating it, because deep down you know, on a different day with a different inspector, that could have been a completely different outcome. You know, think about the school down the road who get the unlucky roll of the dice. One of these rogue inspectors who comes in, gives them a requires improvement because one aspect isn't right, and then they're being taken over as a mat, and those SLT, the teachers' livelihoods, are now on the line. We've done this in my school. Years ago when we got inspected, we got a decent outcome, big banners outside the school to celebrate. I get it, you want to sing from the rooftops. But since this tragic news, we've realised that if we do that, we are playing into this toxic system. So in my school now, there's absolutely no reference to any Ofsted grade. And if every school in the country did the same, they wouldn't have the power. Because we know through this case, power clearly corrupts. There is also a petition you can sign. This petition here, I'll put a link in the description. You can sign that. It's about pausing Ofsted inspections completely until the whole system is evaluated and changed. I mean, Ofsted's saying that they're going to pause inspections for one day before they inspect next week, the last week before Christmas. I mean, what are they going to be inspecting? How well the tree's decorated? How well Balthazar delivers his line about bringing frankincense? I mean, it's ridiculous. But this is what we can do. We can take the power away by not celebrating and playing into the system, and actually find other ways in which we can promote and show what we're doing. Because I know as a parent, I didn't look at my school's Ofsted report because I know it's a complete and utter sham. It's word of mouth. Speak to the children, speak to the parents, the local community.